Hey there and welcome. If you're in the middle of your GCSE English prep, you know that every single mark is precious. So today, we're going to tackle a climb, an ascent up the mark scheme to figure out exactly how to lock down some of the most important marks in your writing exams. Ready? Let's get climbing. So let's start with a number, 16. I want you to burn this number into your brain. 16 marks. That's how many marks are up for grabs for your spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And get this, that's on each of your writing papers. That's a massive chunk of your grade just waiting for you. And that's the big question, right? It can feel like examiners are working from some secret playbook, can it? Well, today, we're about to crack that code wide open. We're going to break down exactly what they're looking for, step by step, so you know just how to get those marks. Okay, so here's the official jargon for it, pulled straight from the mark scheme. Technical accuracy. But what does that even mean? It's not just about, not having spelling mistakes. It's about using the full toolbox of language, your words, your sentences, your punctuation, to be clear, to have a point, and, crucially, to create a specific effect on the person reading your work. The best way to think about this is like climbing a mountain. You don't just magically teleport to the summit, right? You've got to move through the different levels. So we're going to break down each stage of the climb, from the foundation right up to the peak, so you can figure out where you are right now and what you need to do to climb higher. All right, let's start our climb at base camp. This is level 1, and it's going to get you somewhere between 1 and 4 marks. So at this level, the writing, it gets the message across, but kind of just barely. We're talking basic vocabulary and, yeah, a fair few spelling errors. The punctuation is simple, and the sentences tend to sound the same over and over again. It's functional, but that's about it. This is our starting point. Okay, time for the real climb. This is where most of us are, really, working our way from level 2 up to level 4. This is where the biggest improvements happen. So level 2, it's all about one key idea, control. This is where you stop just, getting words on the page and start showing that you're actually in the driver's seat. But what does control actually look like in your writing? Well, it means you're spelling most common words correctly. It means your full stops and capital letters are pretty much always in the right place. And really importantly, you're starting to use different kinds of sentences. Not just simple ones, but ones linked together with words like and, but, or so. Okay, moving on up. Our next stop is level 3, and this pushes you into that solid 8 to 10 mark range. Here, we take that control we just talked about, and we start adding a bit of flair, a bit of polish. Think accuracy and variety. Making that jump to level 3 is really about sharpening your skills. You're spelling trickier words now, the ones that don't follow the normal rules. You're using more than just full stops. Maybe you're trying out commas and apostrophes and getting them right. And here's the real game changer. Your sentences aren't just there anymore. They're actively working for you, helping you make your point. Now, to really get a feel for the jump to the next level, just look at this. At level 2, you've got a range of words. That's good. But look at level 4. It's not just a wide vocabulary, it's selective. That means you're not just picking a word, you're picking the perfect word. And that idea of being selective leads us perfectly into level 4, which is worth an awesome 11 to 13 marks. And the big word here is intent. You're not just writing anymore, you're crafting. You're making choices on purpose. You see this phrase right here? This is the absolute key to unlocking level 4. For deliberate effect. It means you know why you're using a certain type of punctuation, or why you're making a sentence long or short. Like throwing in a short, sharp sentence to build tension, you're doing it on purpose to affect your reader. Okay, deep breath. We've done the hard yards, we've climbed through the tricky parts, and we are now at the summit. Level 5. This is where you grab those top-tier marks, from 14 all the way up to a perfect 16. Just listen to the words the mark scheme uses here. Your vocabulary isn't just wide, it's extensive, and you use it strategically. Your punctuation adds emphasis and precision. Every single sentence is chosen to get a particular effect. This is you, as a writer, being totally in command. It's confident, it's masterful, it's the whole shebang. Seriously, if you need to remember just 2 words for level 5, make it these: sophisticated and strategically. Everything is done for a reason. It's planned. It's
strategic. And the overall feeling of the writing is just plain sophisticated. It shows you've mastered the craft.
So there you have it. We've mapped out the entire mountain, from base camp all the way to the peak. The big question now is, how do you actually start climbing?
And this is maybe the most crucial thing to remember from all of this. Getting those 16 marks, it's not about luck and it's not about having some kind of natural talent. It's about a skill. And just like any skill, it's something you can absolutely work on and get better at.
And here's your game plan, straight from the people who write the exams. At the end of the day, you've got to take ownership of this part of your learning. You need to put in the time outside of class, reading more, practicing your writing, really getting to grips with the rules of grammar. That's how you climb.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. Looking back at those 5 levels, where do you think you are right now? Are you working on gaining control? Or maybe adding variety? Are you pushing for that strategic effect? Be honest with yourself. Then, once you know where you're standing, you'll know exactly what your next foothold is. You'll know what your next step on this climb needs to be.